konnichiwa, aloha, how you doing? And every other way that Lego Island ever taught me to say hi. Welcome everybody to the worst podcast ever. A very fitting intro because this week we're talking about the 90s. Now, last week we talked about the 80s and how the weirdness that was. And a lot of you were shocked that I knew so much about the 80s. Fair point. So how did I know so much about the 80s? Syndication, and did I mention syndication? I love syndication, and it's essentially what allowed me to watch so much of the 90s, or so much of the 80s crap later on in life with syndication, like Cagney Lacey and things like that, that started in the 80s. I was able to watch in the 90s because they were being syndicated yet in reruns. But I digress, boys and girls. Welcome, everybody. We're talking about the 90s this week. And what better fitting way to start this off? Let's go with games from the 90s. Because I got my SNES. I got new earrings. Really cool. Check them out. It's a little SNES controller. I got them on eBay off this really cool eBay seller. And they're going to be getting some more business from me this weekend because they have a Master Sword pendant. I have been looking to get a different necklace. I'm buying that. I am so buying that Master Sword. And there's something on there I can get for my mom and something I can get for my one friend. I am so getting that Master Sword for me. And they also have the Patara earrings too. So I'm kind of like, I should get the Patara because I have a set of Dragon Balls. I should get the Patara earrings. Then I can finally review the Dragon Ball, the Dragon Balls I have. But anyway, everybody, welcome to the podcast. We're talking about the 90s this week. Like I said, we're going to start off with games from the 90s. That is the best way to start off a 90s discussion is games. Because the 90s gave us the greatest game system to ever grace our lives. The Sony PlayStation. That was what we got from the 90s. So the 90s gave us that, and one of my favorite games that I never owned a PlayStation 1, though. So here's the fun part. I always played the demos. Like, if my mom, grandfather, and I, there was one time we went to, it was Circuit City at the time, and they had a demo set up for Parappa the Rapper. This is the PlayStation 1. And I remember playing this demo of Parappa the Rapper. And I'm sorry if the blinding light, it's less expensive to have the window open than it is to have the light on. And I saw my electric bill for last month, and I'm like, I can turn the light off a few extra times. So I might as well enjoy it because there is a storm coming, it looks like. So I might as well enjoy the light while it lasts. But anyway, Parappa the Rapper. Holy crap, that thing was fun. Now, to be fair, if you actually sit down and think about it, it wasn't technically the first rhythm-based game. I think Polybius, that one that AVGN did a video on, actually would have beaten that by at least maybe half a decade. Which, that's actually a good question. What do you call half a decade? I mean, a decade is 10 years. A century is 100 years. A millennium is 1,000 years. What do you call half a decade? Cade? What the hell do we call it? But anyway, Parappa the Rapper was really cool, but that wasn't the only fun game that we got back in the 90s. Remember, you had the Sony PlayStation. This thing was a massive beast. I mean, this was the game console that was going head-to-head against the Super Nintendo. So you have Nintendo's, baby, and you got Sony's. And the only reason why why Nintendo was like, Nintendo wanted a collaboration. They wanted a disc-based game system, and they teamed up with Sony at the time, and then they didn't go for it. They're like, screw that. What do we need that crap for? We're Nintendo. Cartridges are never gonna die. Sony makes a disc-based game system. So we are having to compete now. Hi, Bifer. Yep, 90s shows, movies, and shows. Right now I'm talking games from the 90s because I started my intro with Lego Island, which came out in the 90s. It was one of my favorite games to play as a kid. Pretty much beat it. I thought there was like some secret, magical, mystical, like extra level after you beat everything. There was like this door you couldn't open. Turns out it's just there for nothing. And I was like, I scored first place in every single thing for every single character. I had the whole brick bright red. And I'm just like, okay. I'm like, and that was it. I was like, there was nothing left. But yeah, I loved like a while. I loved the games from the 90s. Though I mostly played computer games, but back then I was more of a computer gamer girl than I was a gamer girl. But computer games are still games. Like Descent 2 was one of my fun games. I played that. I played the hell out of that game. I loved that. Yep, if you guys want to do the round robin of Let It Fly with whatever, because Alter's not here. So if you want to take over Bifer and give off a list of shows and movies from the 90s, I'll see if I remember them, and we can have the same fun we did last week. And I'm pretty much doing the same thing. So until my mom gets back with the car, so that before I have to go grocery shopping. So she left about an hour ago to do the laundry. It takes about 2 hours to do the laundry, give or take. So we got bedtime yet. Round robin this bitch. Let's go. Give me your best. We got movies, TV shows, games from the 90s. Hit me. Julia Roberts and Richard Gere. I've seen it. I'm not a fan of it. I hate the scene when he closes the gift on her. I thought that was idiotic, and it's like the most overplayed scene. But again, they were a lot better in Runaway Bride than they were in that god-awful movie. Loved Men in Black. One of my favorites. You know the difference between you and me? I make this look good. I love this. The sequel was really good too. Bill Murray, Groundhog's Day. The one movie that I will avoid like the plague. I hate that. To be fair, I hate Groundhog's Day, and I live in Pennsylvania, so that is the reason why I hate Groundhog's Day. Because I found out, and I do avoid politics and religion on this channel, so I'm going to make this brief. I found out that last year, I found out that my taxes, there was a tax that got taken out of my pay, and I wasn't the only one. There was a tax that got taken out of our pay to pay for a protection force for a groundhog. They were there for 2 weeks before, during the event, and then 2 weeks after. And I had to pay for that. I hate that. I hate Groundhog's Day with a passion. That little pain in my butt could not possibly ever predict the weather. He couldn't predict the weather if he was standing right next to a thermometer. Forrest Gump I've seen. I actually don't like it. And the reason I don't like it, this is the main reason I'm not a huge fan of Forrest Gump. I actually don't like it because I have known a lot of people that are mentally challenged. I have known a lot of them. It annoys the ever-loving crap out of me how they are depicted in movies, how they are depicted in shows. It pisses me off to no end. It irks the ever-loving shit out of me. It's just I cannot stand it. But yes, I've seen Forrest Gump. I hate Forrest Gump. I have actually not seen Army of Darkness, but I have heard about it. But I've never actually watched it. Office Space, I have the see, my buddy Sean right now has a majority of my DVDs. He's got like 90% of my 90 to 95% of my collection. He's holding on to it for me. I actually have the DVD of Office Space. I actually do like that movie. The funny thing is, I have a swing line stapler now at work. I work in a cubicle. I have a legit swing line stapler was what was given to me to use. So it's actually kind of funny that I have that. Austin Powers, I hate with a passion. I hate all the Austin Powers movies. All three of them. Hate them. Hate them with a passion. Don't ask me why. I just couldn't take it. Ugh, couldn't take it. I love My Cousin Vinny. It's one of my favorite movies. I can sometimes quote the line perfectly. The Utes. To what? What'd I say? You say Ute? Yeah, 2 Utes. What's a Ute? I love that. I love that movie. I could watch that so many times. So I've seen clips of Jerry Maguire. I actually do not have the stomach to watch that movie. Mostly because, one, I am not that big of a Tom Cruise fan. Two, I just don't like it. I never liked the premise of it. I was like, yeah, whatever. I was like, I'm not interested in watching it. So I've actually never seen Clerks. I know of it, but I have never watched it. Hand to God, I have never watched it. Ever. I have never watched The Clerks. I have not watched Ed Wood. I know of it. It's another one of those I know of it, but I have not watched it. It was one of those weird movies that I never understood the premise of it, so it was on my avoid list because I didn't really read the premise of it. So I was like, I will avoid this and then go back to watch it later on after I look into it. I've seen The Wedding Singer. I want to say I don't like The Wedding Singer, but it's an okay movie. I've seen A League of Their Own. It's not that bad of a movie. Weird, but in a good, funny sort of way. There's no crying in baseball. There's technically no crying in baseball unless you're the umpire or you're the owner of the team. Then there's crying in baseball. I have seen Babe. I never liked Babe. I don't like the pig movies. I don't like Babe. I don't like Charlotte's Web. Those are the two movies with pigs in it that I will avoid like the plague. And Charlotte's Web is because I actually cried as a kid with it. I just did not like that at all. I hated that movie with a passion. I have never seen While You Were Sleeping. If it's a horror movie, I don't really watch horror movies. I will make a one-off exception every now and then, like if somebody wants to watch one, or if there's one on TV and there's nothing else on, but I am doing something, I just want something on in the background, I would put it on. But as far as me going out of my way to watch a horror movie, I will not do. So if it's a horror movie, I will not watch it. If it's just a comedy or something, I have not seen it. But if it's a horror movie, I avoid those like the plague. I have seen The Waterboy. Again, insert Forrest Gump reference here. It's any movie that depicts mentally challenged individuals, I have massive issues with because I know a lot of them. I went to school with a lot of them. They are very nice people. They're very, very great, very understanding. The problem is that you have society that looks at them like they are the plague on the earth, and it pisses me off. It just irks the ever-loving crap out of me. I actually have seen White Men Can't Jump. Because to be fair, I did make a comment once to somebody. Also, it's like a reverse Overboard. Okay, no, then I haven't seen it. It's like a reverse Overboard then. It's like, does that almost sounded like there was a... I swear there's like a horror movie that had that same title, but no, it's like a reverse Overboard, so no, I've not seen that. Yeah, but I have seen White Men Can't Jump. Because I made the comment, I made a joke once, white men can't jump and this fat guy can't dance at something. But now it's like, this girl can't dance. So I'm willing to admit that. I have seen Good Burger. I remember begging my mom to take me to go see the movie. Hey, Alter. I remember begging my mom to take me to go see the movie. And she's like, yep, okay, we're good. Um, is one of those movies that you can see it one time, never want to go see it again. I went to go see it a couple times. I had to beg, plead, and bargain like crazy to get permission to go. And even then, it's like, I didn't want to go see this movie. She did not want to see it. Tommy Boy, same insert Forrest Gump and Waterboy reference here. I have not seen Go or Waiting for Guffman, as I don't know what those are. Kingpin sounds familiar. Oh, Okay, yeah, Kingpin I have seen. That's the one. That's the bowling movie. I have seen that because there is a version that I saw that was up on Comedy Central for like one showing, where the one guy's fighting the girl and he's like whacking her boobs, and then they're just like going back and hitting him. That was it. That was like the only time I ever saw that. But never saw Black Sheep, Billy Madison. I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna say this. Any movie that depicts mentally challenged individuals or those like that, insert this reference. I am not a fan of them. Never saw Defending Your Life. Love Happy Gilmore. Actually hate Wayne's World. I hate Wayne's World. With a passion, I hate Wayne's World. I actually have seen the Leprechaun movies. I hate them. I hate them with passion, but I have seen them. My mom's a huge fan of The American President. I actually don't like that movie. I have watched it. She loves it. I hate it. I will sit through it, but I will not go out of my way to watch it. But I have seen it. I just will not go out of my way to watch it. Mars Attacks, I love that movie. It is just, there's a level of stupidity for how much I love that movie, and I just pole vault over that level of stupidity because I love that movie so much. It is the funniest thing ever. You have the parents that are in so much denial watching their kid get vaporized on live television thinking he was immortal, and it's like, no. That didn't happen. That didn't happen. No, that happened. Okay? Your kid just got vaporized. The precious one that you thought was never going to, yeah, he just got vaporized. Because the ammo cartridge fell right out of his gun. Oh my god, I loved that. And then they saved the day by playing this god-awful country song. And I'm like, you've got to be kidding me that they played that country song and that's how they beat the aliens. Like, if I had to hear that song, I'd be booking it off the planet too. That was so funny. I love that movie. I love that movie. I have seen Mouse Hunt. It's an okay movie. I actually kind of think of that as the movie version of Mousetrap, which is really funny. But Mouse Hunt, I do love. Like the game, Mousetrap. I loved that movie. It was actually really fun. I have not seen Career Opportunities. It sounds familiar, but it's not one that I have seen, at least off the top of my head. I have seen Small Soldiers. Actually did love that movie as a kid. I had an Archer figure. I think I sold it on eBay. I have seen Balto. Where was I here? Crap, shot me all over the place here. There you go. Okay. I have seen Balto. I have heard of Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas. I don't like it. I know that the Angry Video Game Nerd did a parody of it for his one game. I know that so many other people have made parodies of it. I just don't like it. I feel like it's a weird movie. It's not a movie for me. I have not heard of Fluke. Don't know about that one. Deuce Bigelow, Male Gigolo. Yes, I have seen that. Yes, I do remember it. I like the part where he has to get the guy's fish tank replaced, or he's going to kill him. But my personal favorite, though, this is what I love. Okay, so fun story. When I was in high school, in the one class we had to look at the classifieds, look for jobs. Our teacher was determined we were either going to be A, going to college, or B, having a job the minute we graduated from high school. So I already knew I was going to tech school. That was already taken care of. Everything was already set. And I didn't tell her because it was none of her damn concern. So what happened was, and this is a fun part of the story. So I ended up going, and it's like a Monday and a Friday we had to do this. So I was just looking at, like, so and so seeking, and I was reading that. So she took the classified, like that part of the classifieds away. She goes, "These are for you," and I'm looking at it. Oh, look, that part's gone. And she's like, "Yeah, doesn't that suck?" And I'm like, "So I guess gigolo's off the table then." I mean, I could be a gigolo. I had a theme song for my answering machine and everything. I was like, I can do the gigolo. I can be a gigolo. Nope. It's like, you're not. No. I'm like, all right, I won't be a gigolo then. Mighty Joe Young, yes. My mom and I went to go see that. It's a really good movie. I actually did like it. Tremors, come on. It's a 90s staple. It's a cult classic of the 90s, and I love that movie. The over arsenalized guy is the one that saves most of everybody. The only downside is that the things didn't eat Kevin Bacon. I wanted him to eat Kevin Bacon. That's so much to ask. Just eat him. I know he's horrible. He probably tastes like crap, but eat him anyway. Save us the trouble. I have never heard of Airheads. Don't know about Bullets Over Broadway. Pulp Fiction, yes, I know about that one. Yes, I know about The Cable Guy. I have seen both. Pulp Fiction I wasn't too fond of. Cable Guy was okay to a point, but that's what you call the creepy Jim Carrey era. Like, every single actor always had like a creepy movie, and that was Jim Carrey's creepy movie. Because, honestly, 100%, that was where the creepy kind of came. Is like, okay, so he's like creepy, like massively creepy, and not in the funny kind of way, like in the I should get a restraining order kind of way. I have not seen Dave, but I know my mom has. She was telling me about it. It doesn't seem like a movie for me. Yes, Alter, I have seen Office Space. I have not heard of Shakes the Clown. I loved Flubber as a kid. I wanted some of that stuff. Just to have it fly around my room. I wanted some of that stuff. Let's see. Dumb and Dumber, yes, I've seen it. I hate it with a passion. I really, really do. I have seen Robin Hood Men in Tights. I didn't know how funny it was until I watched a recap review of it, because it had been a while, but I have seen the movie. I just forgot how funny it was, but I have seen the movie. Let's see here. It Could Happen to You. I kind of remember that being a show, and it wasn't too bad that It Could Happen to You, but I don't fully remember it. What about Bob? I don't know. What about Bob? I have seen The Mask. I love that movie. Fun story. For the longest time, I could never get through the whole thing because something would always interrupt me. If I was watching it on TV, the cable would go out. If I was watching the DVD of it, the power would go out, or I'd be called away for something. I was never able to finish the whole movie for the longest time. Then finally one night, I literally, because that was my old bedroom door right there. That was my old bedroom door. I locked that, and I was up on the second floor, so I went upstairs, sat in my room, like, I'm watching this from start to finish tonight. And I did. I did that. So I was able to finally watch it. I'm not a fan of Austin Powers. Hate it. Don't know about Life. I know about the game, like the board game. I don't know about Life itself. The Nutty Professor. Come on, I love the Nutty Professor. The second one's my favorite. They need to make a third one of those too. Club Family Vacation. Come on, that would be funny. Cletus tries to leave Grandma back at the bus stop, and she just like pulls up alongside of their RV in her walker and just goes like this and scares the crap out of him. Come on! That would be epic! Clump Family Vacation. Clump Family Vacation. That'd be so great. I know of the network Boomerang. I was never able to actually watch a majority of it because we never got it with our cable package at the time. I have heard of Bad Boys. My grandmother, Seth, weird thing, my grandmother loved that movie. It was a weird, she loved that movie. It was weird. She was a diehard fan of that movie. I don't know why. She was. I have seen Clueless. It was well. I don't think he was mentally challenged. I think he was playing the lovable idiot. Like, he is intelligent, but when it comes, like, he's taking his ninja stuff far too seriously. I don't think it was he's mentally challenged. I think it was more of a he's taking his ninja skill training far too seriously. Seen The Wedding Singer. I've seen a Goofy movie. I have not seen Clerks. Don't know about Mallrats. I have heard of Chasing Amy, but I've never seen it. Come on, I loved Mrs. Doubtfire as a kid. I've seen Patch Adams. I have not seen Ed Wood. I did say that earlier. Problem Child, I loved so we actually had a friend of ours. She had the day off from school the one time, and she was supposed to be with her grandmother. Her grandmother, there's a meeting at the fire company of the one auxiliary. So they were over there, and it was like a huge thing. They were over there for, I don't remember what the reason was, but it was for something. They were going to be there the whole day. So they asked, well, could you come, could she stay with you guys for the afternoon and watch her? She introduced me to that movie, and I loved that movie. It was a great movie. It was a great movie. It was so good. So good. Loved it. I loved those ones. Let's see. Don't know about Hot Shots or Hot Shots Part 2. Why do you keep moving so quickly here? Wow. Hi, Common. I didn't see that you came in. I do apologize for that. I'm trying to keep up, and everything just keeps like shooting all over the place for me. Okay. American Pie, yes, I've seen it. Not a huge fan of it. I have seen Cousin Vinny, loved it. I can quote the Utes line. I don't think I've ever seen Multiplicity. Don't know about Barton Fink. I have seen bits and pieces of The Big Lebowski. Not a huge fan, but I've seen bits and pieces of it. I have heard of House Party. I don't remember seeing it, but I have heard of it. Sixth Sense, yes, I saw that in theaters. Bruce Willis and Haley Joel Osment. I see dead people. Yeah, you see dead people. And the guy's dead and he doesn't realize it. It's like, really? The kid sees dead people. No one else talks to you. Gee, I wonder what that means. This movie brought to you by M. Night Shyamalan. Wing Wong. I don't remember ever seeing Jacob's Ladder. I think I've heard of it, but I don't remember seeing it. I loved The Rock as a kid. That my uncle took me to go see that. That was funny. Welcome to The Rock. Yeah, it was a good movie. Sean Connery is so sadly missed. He was a damn good actor. He's so sadly missed. I don't believe I've seen My Blue Heaven. I really don't think I have, to be honest with you. I have seen parts of Fern Gully in reviews. I have not actually watched it. I have not watched Anastasia. That came out when I was a kid. My mom was taking me to movies because they were really, really, really cheap. The one theater kept running and introduced a new special. If you were coming to a kid's movie, you actually brought the kid. It's like you weren't an adult coming to see it, or you weren't like a teenager trying to get away for like you were a parent with a child. It was half price. Like legit, like both, like the tickets were, I think at the time, $5. So for you and the kid, it was $2.50 each. So it would be $5 for you to go see the movie, which was really cool and really great of them. But yeah, she took me to the movies a lot. But that was when she said, I'm not going to take you to see this because she did not think that I would understand it. I have seen bits of it in reviews and I don't understand it. So I'm really glad she didn't take me. I have seen Stuart Little. I just... So I gotta say about Stuart Little. I hate Hudson Hawk. I've watched it. I think it's stupid. The ending is idiotic as all hell. And every time I think of it, I get that stupid "If I Was a Fish" song stuck in my head. And I remember watching that when I was working at Five Below, and I was trying to time myself to see how long it took me to get the one section done. And I'm humming that song as I'm doing it, and I'm like, oh, hell no. I had to drown that out of my head so bad it wasn't funny. Last Action Hero sucks. Need I say more? Speed is not that great of a movie. I've seen it. It's whatever. It's not that great of a movie. It's okay, I guess, but it's not that good. I loved Jingle All the Way as a kid. I was wearing out my VHS tape. I showed it to my uncle and my aunt. My one uncle took me to go see it. My mom was watching that with me. She goes, I was going, it's turbo time! That woke her up. I didn't notice she was behind me because I'm focused on the TV. It's like midnight. I'm focused on the TV, and all of a sudden, she comes up behind me. All of a sudden, the tape's coming out. I'm like, what's the tape coming out for? She had the remote. As I was just doing it off the VCR. She had the remote. All of a sudden, I'm like, what's the tape coming out? And then all of a sudden, I see this hand grab and rip the VHS tape right out of the VCR. And I turn around. I'm like, uh-oh. She goes, if I hear that stupid phrase one more time, I am going to break this in half. Not gonna be. I'm like, okay. I was in trouble with that one, but Darkman I've heard of. I saw clips of it when Angry Video Game Nerd did his review of the game. I have never seen the movie though, unfortunately. Armageddon, I've seen it. I don't like it, but I've seen it. I actually have seen Money Train. So fun story, we did watch that when we were doing movies over the weekends. We did watch that. It's not a bad movie. I think it's a little predictable, I want to say, but it's not a bad movie. Waterworld, never seen the Kevin Costner movie. I have heard the jokes. I have heard the memes. I have never seen the movie. Never. Loved Starship Troopers. Freaked the hell out of my grandfather. It's a fun story. I had dropped, literally, I owned a copy of Turbo Power Rangers movie. And the one night I was going up to my room and I had what was left of my drink from Wendy's. It was either Wendy's or McDonald's. And I tripped. It fell. There wasn't much left though, happily, because I didn't lose like a whole bunch of it. There's like maybe I would say like that much left. So it wasn't something to cry that I was gonna cry over, but it fell, soaked my VHS copy of Turbo Power Rangers movie. So it was a Friday night. My grandfather goes, I'm going to take you to the video store. I'm going to take you to the couple video places and see if we can find you another copy of this. Because every time I tried putting it into the VCR, it kept picking up the magnetron, and he had to take the VCR to get fixed, and he was getting pissed at that. So we couldn't find a copy, but for $5, the one place had Starship Troopers. I'm like, ooh, Uncle Bobby took me to go see this. I love this movie. He goes, fine, not a problem. I will gladly. He goes, here you go, $5. He was thinking it was going to be like $5 for Turbo. It's like, no. That was like $20. Like, no. So I got Starship Troopers. My uncle did take me to go see it. I loved the movie when I saw it. And I come back home, I'm watching it. My grandfather's watching it with me. And he is squirming in his chair like, oh, God. So the next morning, my mom wakes me up and goes, your grandfather wants you to come out back and help him burn some trash. I'm like, now, to be fair, he never wanted me to help him burn trash. I was like, okay. So I got dressed, went out back, and he's standing there with my other uncle. And he goes, he's holding my tape of Starship Troopers. He goes, give this to your uncle. I'm like, okay. And I hand my uncle my VHS tape. And he goes, now throw this in the fire. It was my copy of Turbo Power Rangers movie that was ruined. So I chucked it in the fire. He goes, I will find you another copy of that movie, and you are never watching that movie in my presence again. And it's just like, it was... I did not plan that. He laid into my other uncle then for taking me to go see that movie. He laid into him that Sunday. Because this was on a Saturday. He told me to do it. That Sunday, he laid into my uncle. He goes, how dare you? How dare you take Andy to go see this abomination? That was horrifying. Like, Dad, it was a good movie. That was not a good movie. That was horrifying. I'm just like, I loved it. I was a kid. What the hell did I know? I have seen Time Cop. It's not that bad a movie, but I have seen it. I'm not a huge fan of Free Willy. I hate all three of them. The Passion. I think there's at least three that I know of. I hate them all. Rush Hour is not a good movie, but it's all right. Never heard of Cabin Boy. I have seen Good Will Hunting. I hate it, but I've seen it. I have heard of Goodfellas. I haven't seen it. I've not seen Casino. Heard of Reservoir Dogs, but I've never watched it. I have seen Braveheart. I love Independence Day. In fact, I actually have a DVD of that and Resurgence. Again, both are currently with my buddy Sean, because he's holding on to 95% of my movies, like 90 to 95% of them. I have seen Muppets from Space. I have a copy. I finally managed to get a DVD of The Shawshank Redemption, and my buddy Sean's now holding it for me. Like, it's in my collection of movies that he's holding on to for me. But I have seen The Shawshank Redemption. I love The Shawshank Redemption. It took me forever to finally track down a copy of it that I was willing to pay. That was a decent price. And it was a 2-pack with that and The Green Mile. And I already had a standalone copy of The Green Mile. I'm like, I'll get rid of this because I want Shawshank Redemption. Come hell or high water, I have a copy. It's like, I will gladly get rid of my standalone copy of The Green Mile. I have seen that, the live-action remake of 101 Dalmatians. No. Silence of the Lambs, yes. I've seen it. I've seen it. I've seen it. Hello, Clarice. All the lambs. That's like, I had his liver with some fava beans and a nice Chianti. Like, yeah, no, I've seen it. I've seen the movie. I'm not a huge fan of Westerns, so Tombstone, no. I've heard of it, but I don't watch Western movies. Twister, yes. I've seen Twister. I have seen Twister. In fact, I can no longer ever watch Twister. And my reason why is this. So Helen Hunt's character in that movie reminds me so much of this girl I knew in high school that I had a massive crush on that I cannot watch the movie anymore. Because I instantly think of her and it makes me feel weird. Because then I start getting really upset. So I cannot watch that movie anymore. But I have seen it. I'm not sure of Quiz Show. I have seen Backdraft. Not sure of Alive or Hoffa. Don't remember those. 12 Monkeys sounds familiar, but I don't remember it. Total Recall, yes. For whatever it's worth. Iron Giant, yes. Polly, yes. Sure, Colin, what's your funny story? I'm sorry, and again, I'm really sorry that I'm hoping you're still here. I'm really sorry if I'm not getting to them fast enough. I'm trying to catch up to everything here. Meet Joe Black, I remember it, but I don't remember it, but I do remember it. Beauty and the Beast, yes. Lion King, my mom got me the VHS copy, and we watched it together right when the VHS tapes were coming out. Aladdin, hell yes. I love some of the songs in that movie, so yes, I know of Aladdin. Fun story, so we had no power the one night, thanks to a snowstorm. We had a battery-operated radio, and we could pick up, at the time, the television station for the one ABC network. We could pick it up on the radio. And it was a Sunday night, and they always did Sunday night movies. So we're like, oh, we're going to watch this Sunday night movie. So we did. And it was Sunday night movie. It was Aladdin. And we're listening to Aladdin on the radio. They don't do that anymore, sadly. I don't remember even how that happened, because we used to be able to pick it up. Like, we could listen to Jeopardy on the radio, Wheel of Fortune, which Doesn't do you any good. Jeopardy on the radio you can easily do. Wheel of Fortune on the radio, you were taking a pot shot in the dark of where those letters are going. You're basically playing anagrams. It's like, unscramble the words. Here's a bunch of letters. Figure out what this makes. Hunchback of Notre Dame, yes, because I'm transgender. I actually do equate the Out There song with being transgender, which is really nice. Hercules, hell yes. I love that movie. Unforgiven, don't know it. Tombstone, again, don't like Westerns. The Truth About Cats and Dogs, yes. Okay, now we're getting on to shows. Okay. Beavis and Butthead, yes. Ren and Stimpy, sadly, yes. Never liked it. Beavis and Butthead, I saw ones every now and then, but I have heard of it. I remember my mom not wanting me to go see the Beavis and Butthead Do America. And yet I've seen Beavis and Butthead Do America because I like the line where it goes, all right, do a full cavity search. I'm talking full Roto-Rooter. Don't stop till you reach the back of his teeth. It's like, yeah, I have seen Beavis and Butthead, finally, but yes. Doug, hell yes, both the Disney version and the one on Nickelodeon. So the good one and then the Disney version. Pepper Ann, yes. Hey Arnold, hell yes, Hey Arnold. I loved Hey Arnold as a kid. Same with Angry Beavers. Rocco was my childhood. I loved that show when I was a kid. But yeah, they have got to make Night Professor 3. Cat Dog, yes. All Real Monsters, yes. The Critic, I love season 2 more than season 1. Season 2, because they brought Park Overall on, and she just makes any show 10 times better. Save for Empty Nest. She could not save that show. She could not save that show no matter what she did. But as far as The Critic, season 2 is a lot better. Dog City, sounds familiar, but I don't remember it. Gargoyles, yes. Goof Troop, yes. Okay, yeah, all right, yes, I have seen that one. My grandmother, we watched that with her the one time. Yes, okay. So I have seen Life. Okay. If it's a Western movie, again, I don't know. So The Quick and the Dead, I'm not sure. I have heard of The Storyteller. I did not see it in, wrong decade. Legends of the Hidden Temple? Hell yes. The show that terrorized children on Nickelodeon at Universal Studios. God, yes. All that. Hell yeah, I was a kid. 90s was Nickelodeon. Saturday night was Snick Night. Kenan and Kel, yep. King of Queens, yep. Frasier, yes. Everybody Loves Raymond. Hell yes. Friends, yes. It just jumped up again. Stop jumping. Stop jumping so fast. Okay. Friends, yes. Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, God, yes. The Tick, yes. Both the live-action version and the original animated cartoon. There was a live-action one that was made, I think, in like 99, so I will count it for the 90s. Family Guy, yes. The Nanny, yes. The PJs, I loved that show. I didn't even notice that they got rid of Eddie Murphy for some of the later ones, that they had somebody that just did a sound alike. King of the Hill, God, yes. Love that show. Daria, seen parts of it, haven't watched the full episode of it. I've seen Shady Do-Rags do some reviews of it, but I've never actually sat down and watched it. Third Rock from the Sun, yes, not a huge fan of it, but I've seen it. South Park, obviously, my buddy Sean and I talk about it. Futurama, hell yes! Hell yes! Futurama, come on! Not the mamas, the dinosaurs. Hell, God, yes. My grandfather and I love the baby, not the mama. That was always fun. I don't remember Freaks and Geeks. Obviously, Power Rangers. Come on, I grew up in the 90s. I think everything Power Rangers. Animaniacs, yes. I like the original a lot better than the remake of it. But then again, the remake actually was a welcome, very welcome. Very, very welcomed. Let's see here. Tiny Toons, yes. Peeking the Brain, obviously. Freakazoid, hell yes. I love Freakazoids. Road Rovers, yes, I do remember that. Hysteria does not ring a bell. Toonsylvania, kind of. Spawn, I saw the movie in theaters, so yes. TV series, I think, was HBO, and we didn't have that, but movie, yes. Dexter's Lab, yes. Courage, Cow and Chicken, Ed, Ed and Eddie, Captain Planet, I Am Weasel, Street Sharks. Yes, 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 yes to all that. Buffy, know of it, don't like it, will not watch it. Moving on. Farscape, I've seen parts of it. Sopranos was sadly, I think that was Showtime. I didn't have that, so no, I know of it, but I have not watched it. Home Improvement, yes. King of Queens, yes. Okay, I have actually seen My Blue Heaven. That's the Steve Martin. And yes, okay, so I have seen that. I have seen that movie. That was another one of the, we watched it. Yes, all right, so I have seen that movie. I have seen My Blue Heaven. Yes, The Law and Order. I had a huge crush on Melissa Joan Hart as a kid, so obviously Clarissa Explains It All. Celebrity Deathmatch. Oh my god! Yes! I loved that show! My uncle and I were watching it the one Sunday, and I was so, like, we were spending time, we were bonding watching this. My mom got so pissed off. I think, like, thanks for spending time with me today, Uncle Bobby, as he's leaving. And my mom goes, you are never watching that show again. Mom, it's just Clay. That was violent. I loved Celebrity Deathmatch. I loved that show. Oh my god, I loved that show. Desperado sounds familiar, but I don't remember seeing it. I have seen the Zorro series from the 90s. I have seen the movies. The movie of Zorro. So I have seen Zorro. Prince of Egypt. Yes. In fact, I could watch it on YouTube right now for free if I really want to rewatch it again. But yes, I have seen the Prince of Egypt. It is one of the few religious movies that I will actually go out of my way to watch. City Slickers. I've heard of it. I have not watched it, but I know of it. Con Air. Define irony. A group of idiots in a plane dancing to a song made famous by a band that died in a plane crash. Yes, I know. I've seen Con Air more times than I care to admit. I did video games to start, but yeah, let's go for this. Super Mario World, yes. You see Mario 64, yes. I would assume that the money train would exist in New York City because of the subways. They could easily have it going around, so that doesn't surprise me. So never played much console games. I know of them because of this nowadays, but I never actually played it back in the day. So I know of Donkey Kong Country, never played it. Same with Yoshi's Island, Yoshi's Story, Kirby 64, Adventure Dreamland. All of the games, I know of them. I just never played them. When I was growing up, I only ever had the computer. I wanted a Nintendo. I wanted a PlayStation. I got a Windows 95 that I had until like 2005. Yeah, I had that thing for a decade. And then it finally died. When I took that out to get looked at, the guy at the computer place was like, this was still functioning? Like, aside from the mouse port not working, yes. Yeah, we're gonna give you, we're gonna get you a good deal here. We're gonna get you a good deal. It was only like, I think, $400 for the computer, and that so worth it. Now I make sure I know how to fix computers a little bit if I have to, so I don't have to go through that again. Let's see here. Earthworm Jim. So yeah, I know of Earthworm Jim. Again, never played it. Glover. Crash Bandicoot, yes. Twisted Metal, I know of it. Don't like it, but I know of it. But I don't like it. Mortal Kombat, the game series that basically made the ESRB what it is. Because they were told, Congress told all the video game manufacturers, okay, now it's time to get your shit together, and they didn't listen to them, and then they said, okay, now you have no choice. But yes, I know of Mortal Kombat. Street Fighter, obviously. Tomb Raider. I actually did play a demo. I think it was the demo for Tomb Raider on the PC. least I think it was the demo. It was like $20 too. My grandfather was not happy paying that, but it wasn't a bad game. I did play it. But yeah, Toy Story, and I did see the movie too. Toy Story, movie, not both the two movies, not so much the game, sadly. Gex, I know of Gex, poor Gex. I don't know what Ristar is. It does sound familiar, but I just don't know off the top of my head. Let's see here. The Noid, obviously, come on, avoid the Noid. I love The Man in the Iron Mask. So I will go out of my way to watch that movie. I love that. DiCaprio got robbed of an Oscar from that. He did a double role, and he was goddamn good at it. Both the kind-hearted Philippe and the cruel Louis. He was freaking amazing in that. That was a solid-studded A-tier cast at the time. Hell, you had John Malkovich in that bitch, for God's sake. That was a God-tier movie. It was S-tier. He got robbed. He got robbed of that Oscar. He should have gotten an Oscar for that. He got robbed. Okay, well, I only remember the three, so that's fine by me. And my aunt was more of them into them than I was. Yes, The Shawshank Redemption. Love the movie. Don't know Color of Night, though. That's one that I'm not sure of. Not sure about Hidden Treasure Serial. I know about Super Metroid. Virtual Boy is synonymous nowadays if you're somebody that is into the retro community and you look at like the old retro systems. That is synonymous for this is how Nintendo fucks up. And it was beautifully too. Star Fox 64 again, never played it. Yu Yu Hakusho, yes! I love Smile Bomb, the theme song for Yu Yu Hakusho. I love that. That and ending number 5 are my two all-time favorite songs from that series. I love that. Spirit Gun, Dragon of the Dark Display. Kurama is on my goddamn fantasy anime team. Okay? Legit, Kurama's on my fantasy anime team. If you ever want somebody that can do good strategy and is a good strategist, Kurama. Kurama's on my team. He's on my fantasy league for anime. Shawshank Redemption is actually a little better than The Green Mile. The Green Mile is kind of sad since you know that he's going to die at the end of it, and you basically know death is coming. It is, you know, the end goal. You know the end of the movie, death. It's the passageway to get there. It's a pain in the ass, but death is the end. So yeah, Shawshank Redemption is a lot better, hands down. So, very first system I ever had handheld-wise was the Game Boy Advance. So I actually did not have a Game Boy. I had the Advance, unfortunately. So it's sadly outside the 90s. Cable Guy, yes. Yes, the Star Trek where they killed Shatner. Yes, yes, I've seen it. I also saw Star Trek First Contact. That's where my uncle taught me how to do this. So when we're ever visited by the Vulcans, I can tell them to live long and prosper. I can do the Vulcan. That's where my uncle taught me how to do this. Live long and prosper. Oh, yes. Hate Groundhog's Day. I don't know about Prehysteria. I don't know about Puppet Master. If it's any like horror movies I've never seen, it's like Demonic Toys, not sure. Dragon World sounds familiar. That sounds familiar to me. That sounds familiar, I want to say, but I do not remember, but that sounds familiar to me. Harriet the Spy, yes, I love that movie. Weird that I love that movie, but yes. Pocahontas, Mighty Ducks. The movies and that animated atrocity. China Moon sounds familiar to me. True Lies, yes. I think it's sad that I know that movie, but yes. Isn't it illegal? What you're asking me to do is illegal. and we do it 100 times a day. It's like, okay, I'll put water down for your wife's food. Just because your wife's trying to screw the used car salesman. It's fine. It's fine. I love that. There's Bill Pullman did that so well. I love the 1999 Hunter x Hunter series. I actually plan on talking about Hunter x Hunter for the next anime GBU, which I am planning to bring back. But the 1999 series was really good, and it ends with my favorite arc, which was Greed Island. And the OVA, it wasn't bad, but I feel like they did a much better job with it in the 2011 reboot. But yes, Hunter x Hunter. Dragon Ball! Okay, so for us, sadly, here in the States, we got Dragon Ball Z. Then we got Dragon Ball. Because we were wonderfully greeted to Rock the Dragon, which people say is the greatest anime intro of all time. I personally think it's cats screeching at a dumpster fire. But that's my opinion of it. It's just, I don't like it. Yes, Batman the animated series. Come on, Kevin Conroy was an iconic part of our childhoods. He will be missed, just like Jason David Frank was and is. Figure It Out. Oh yes, I loved that show on Nickelodeon. I have seen Gullah Gullah Island. I wasn't a fan of it, but I've seen it. Eureka's Castle. That one sounds familiar, but I don't think I've seen it, but I have heard of it. I loved Muppets Tonight. The only time I ever got to watch it was when we had like the free preview for Disney weekends. But I loved Muppets Tonight. I loved that show. That was where I learned. That was where I heard the Istanbul song for the very first time. The Istanbul, not Constantinople. Now it's Istanbul, but not Constantinople. I love that song. I remember Elephant the Elephant. Yes, I remember the commercials. I had a copy of Don't Wake Daddy. I actually did have a Crossfire game. That thing sucked. That game sucked, but then again, I only played it one player, so it's like left hand against right hand. Come on, you can do this. You can do this. We can do this. Come on, let's go. Let's go. There's only so much I can do. Mr. Bucket. I know of it. Hey! Oh, hold on a second, guys. Hey! Okay. Sorry about that. Twix decided she wanted to jump the barrier into my mom's room. That wasn't good because I don't want her to get hurt. She jumped the barrier and she's trying to force the door open. Yes, Mr. Bucket. I remember Mr. Bucket. Crocodile Dentist. Oh, I remember Crocodile Dentist. I don't remember Grape Escape or the Forbidden Bridge. Mousetrap, yes. Shark Attack, no. Don't know about Tornado Rex or Frady Cat. Do not know about the Distinguished Gentleman, though. That's a weird one. 90s music, I might not know that much, but I will give it a shot. Don't know about Black Hole in the Sun. Yes to Insane in the Brain. Not sure about You Get What You Give. All Star, yes. Don't know about Come As You Are or Weezer. I have heard of Weezer, and I know of Smash Mouth. New Radicals, no. Basic Instinct, I've seen. All I gotta say. Yes, I know about Reba McEntire, but no, I don't like her music. I'm not really into country, so I don't like country music that much. I know of it. Achy Breaky Heart, though, I know because Weird Al did a great parody of it. Don't play that song. Randy Newman, yes. Again, Tim McGraw, I'm not a huge in the country. Backstreet Boys was my jam back in the 90s. I actually had I still have the Millennium soundtrack. I don't listen to it, but I still have it. I do have the only NSYNC CD. Wait, hold on. I think I have that. Hold on a second. Oh, no. Come on. Ah. Stop. Oh, crap. I dropped her. Okay. I was wondering what happened when I hit this really hard. That was my bad. All right. Inside this are all the CDs that I own. Save for I think one that I still have somewhere else. But like I have my Daft Punk Discovery album. Like the greatest Daft Punk album ever made. Discovery. It's the greatest one. I have my Lindsay Lohan Speak album. And I have this NSYNC and Britney Spears that you got from McDonald's. And that's the only NSYNC CD I own. That is it. Let's see here. I got Meatloaf, Billy Joel. So I remember I added in my Stick CD. Here we go. Backstreet Boys. I still have it. The Millennium album from the Backstreet Boys. I still have it. I have the Charles Daniels Band. I know one of these is Beach Boys' Greatest Hits. I don't remember which one. I have the Simpsons here, and I think I have like a couple. So I have like one empty slot, so I want to stick that other one at that I can't remember where I put it at the moment. I got Doo-Wop. I have DJ Mix 99, whatever the fuck that is. I have two of those. Stars of Tomorrow. And then obviously, proving that I own the only greatest Daft Punk album ever made, complete with inside poster and lyric sheets. I mean, this was freaking the greatest back in the 90s. I had some cassette tapes that were so amazing, like the Power Rangers soundtrack, the Flintstones soundtrack, but this was the greatest thing I ever bought, and it took me years to buy it, and I have it in with my other CDs, so I never lose it. The Discovery album from Daft Punk. The greatest album ever! And I will fight anyone to the death who says otherwise. This is the best Daft Punk album they ever released. And if you tell me otherwise, you and I are going to blows. Okay? We're going to blows. But yes, so I have these are all my old CDs. I still have them in the CD case that I bought from Walmart. This thing can hold 30 CDs, and I don't think I've even used a third of that. I don't think I have like 30 CDs, and I took some of the stuff out to use for like a computer disc, I think. But yeah, these are all my CDs. Like I said, save for like I think one or two that I have somewhere else, but at least I have my Stick CD in here. I at least have my Stick CD. I love this CD because it has Mr. Roboto on it. It's got Lorelei, Mr. Roboto, Too Much Time on My Hands, Come Sail Away. All my good stuff. Boat on the River. Babe. Show Me the Way. All my favorite 6 songs. And it only cost me like $1. I'm like, yep. I'm game for that. All right. But yeah, Backstreet Boys, NSYNC, Spice Girls. Yes, because of the it also was brought back to my attention because of the Doctor Who special with the toy maker. And you have Neil Patrick Harris, who's going who did an interview and goes that he never listened to a Spice Girls song in his life. And I'm thinking to myself, that's horse shit. That is grade A horse shit. You listened to one. That is horse shit. Ice Cube, I have heard of Ice Cube. I've heard his music. I'm not in the rap either. Missy Elliott, Eminem, yes, I know of Eminem. I don't want to know of Eminem, but I do. G4, yes, All for One. Boys to Men, yeah, my grandmother loved their music. Don't ask me why. I can never figure that out. I hate Mariah Carey music. And the reason why is because I worked retail and I was tired of hearing that goddamn Christmas song and instantly poisoned any of her music for me. I don't like Celine Dion music, and Duran Duran I have heard of. Nope, I've never seen Color of Night. To be fair, I'm not a huge Bruce Willis fan, but I have never seen that. I can safely vouch for that. Yes to Dunkaroos, yes to Squeeze-Its, yes to Kid Cuisine, yes to Teddy Grahams, yes to Cheese Balls. Love Cheese Balls. Gushers. I can still get some of those at the Dollar Tree. So yes. I never really ate yogurt, but I know of the Trix yogurt, but I never really ate yogurt. Yes, actually it was yes to French Toast Crunch. I do remember that as a kid. And I have eaten Cinnamon Toast Crunch. Shark Bikes, I have eaten those. Lunchables, hell yes, pepperoni pizza was my favorite as a kid. Toaster strudel, God yes. I always just suck the icing out. I could never get the icing to go like they had it in the box and in the commercials. I just drew little things and then what was left, that's what I did with it. Ring Pops, yes. Oreo O's, yes. Ritz Bits, yes. PB Crisps, I never really ate, but I know of them. I was never a huge fan of Doritos, but I know of the 3D Doritos. The Fruit Bite, yes. Don't know about Fruity Yummy Mummy, though. That one's new. Yes to the mini bun. Yes to the mini cinnamon bun cereal. Keebler Magic Middles, I do remember those. Yes, that was Twix. Yes, she's in her crate now. She's in timeout. Yes to Butterfinger BBs. Yes to Waspable Crisps. God, yes to Weird Al. I'm a Weird Al nut. Honeycomb Mascot, yes. Pop-Tart cereal, I do remember that. I had some. Didn't like it, but I do remember it. Furby! I never owned one, but I know of them. I owned a Poochie. I still have that stupid bot. I should do a video where I burn that thing. I should either see how much the thing's going for online, try to dig it out of my mom's room, or just find it and burn it. I hate that damn robot dog. Bop It. I never actually owned one, but the one kid in class had one, and we had to bring games in the one time in elementary school, and that was the game the date brought in, and we were trying to see who was going to win. I was like 10th, so I wasn't that far. Never had a Sega Genesis. I have an emulator for it, but I never had a Sega Genesis. I never had an N64 either, but I do have, again, emulator for it. Same for the Saturn. Yes to the Stretch Armstrong. My uncle got me a bunch of those. He also got me the Villain, that really big, bulky one that when you did the air thing, instead of making him like bigger, it compacted everything. I remember that. I remember those things breaking on me so damn easily. I remember me wanting to suck the cornstarch that was in there and my mom yelling at me about it. Yes, I remember Skip It wanting to kill kids with a little ball and chain. I remember Talk Boys. Never owned one, but I had one. Yes to Pogs. I remember those. My uncle got me a couple and told me, quote, do not take these to school. And I was like thinking, why? Nobody in my class knows what these things are. I just wanted it because I had Power Rangers on it. I do remember Super Soakers. I never actually owned one. Same for GAC. Never owned it, but I know of it. Tamagotchi. I had the ones from McDonald's that were keychains. I never owned an original Tamagotchi, though. I never had the virtual pet. The only virtual pet I ever got was at a flea market. It was called Dinky the Dinosaur. And the damn thing died in like 7 days. It was like 7 days of life, and that was it. So he lived for a week. It was... Ugh. I hated that. I don't know about Techno the Robot Puppy. Yes to Mighty Max. Oh, God, yes. Tarzan, yes. Journey into Imagination, yes. I know of that. With Filament. I've never actually ridden on it, but I've seen it. Don't know about the Rock and Roll Roller Coaster. Confrontation, don't really know about that. I've heard of Jaws the Ride. I have heard of the Back to the Future ride. Again, never really went to amusement parks when I was a kid. We went to one, but it was in our state, and it was a free park. So there was that. Let's see here. Never saw the Futuristic World of Hanna-Barbera, so that was right. No. Islands of America, no. Jurassic Park Adventure, no. Never went down to Nickelodeon Studios. Never went to E.T. Beetlejuice Graveyard Review, never heard of that. I know of Nickelodeon Studios, but they're not there anymore. Twister Ride It Out, nope. Hot by Blues, Bilge Rat Barges, nope. Fist of the North Star, hell yes. Come on, it's a classic. It's like, that's a classic, which like with Cowboy Bebop is a classic. I'm gonna get that stupid. I've been seeing a lot of stuff for Cowboy Bebop on our YouTube feed on the Roku player. I'm gonna finally just sink down this weekend and just buy the goddamn. Somebody has the whole series for $20 with the movie on eBay. I'm just gonna finally sink down and just buy the damn thing, and introduce my mom to the best and the greatest anime series to ever grace the airwaves, and that would be Cowboy Bebop. And if anybody wants to fight me on that, you'd be more than welcome to. This girl will kick your ass. Trust me. As I slowly work on adjusting my glasses here. Now Twix is getting pissed off. Kool-Aid Burst, yes. Medieval, I don't really remember. Resident Evil, yes, I know of it. Metal Gear Solid, yes. Silent Hill, yes. Glow in the Dark, yes. Know of it. Poochie, yes. Poochie. It was a robotic dog. You had a bone, and it would react to the bone. If you had two of those things, they would talk. It was the stupidest piece of shit ever. It's a waste of technology. I think they actually did have a Meowchi. That there was a cat. If you try getting the cat and the dog, they would talk. Yes, the Sailor Moon. Sailor Jupiter is my all-time favorite. Sailor Scout. It'd be Sailor Jupiter. Polly the Techno Parrot, I remember that, but I never owned one. Vacman, no. Blurp Balls, no. SWAT Cats, God, yes! I loved SWAT Cats as a kid. Blink 182, I have heard their music. Sonic X, yes. Not that good, until they got to the Meta-X stuff, but yes. Sonic Statham. You mentioned Sonic the Hedgehog, yes. Beethoven. I never liked the movies. I've heard of them, but I've never liked them. K9. The movie or the god-awful Australian TV show? Based off of the character from Doctor Who. Which one are we talking about here? Yes, I've seen the movie. And I finally caught up with the comments! It only took me, an hour? Tailspin, yes. Yes, I remember Tailspin. When you said, that's why I said movie or series with, or that Australian TV series. When you said movie, yes. Yes to either, but yes, I know of it. Let me go flip the light on here. There we go. Because now it's getting nasty looking out. I still have to go grocery shopping yet today, which is going to be fun. Darkwing Duck was the best show ever. Let's get dangerous. Oh, yes. I love Darkwing Duck. Lloyd in Space, I do remember that show. I kind of slept on a lot of Disney stuff in the 90s, but I do remember Lloyd in Space. Quack Pack, yes, I remember that. Recess, I watched it. I never liked it, but I watched it. I actually did watch Fillmore, but I think that came out after the 90s, but I did watch Fillmore. I have seen, so for George of the Jungle, are you talking the Brendan Fraser movie or the cartoon? Because there was a Brendan Fraser movie where he was George of the Jungle, and then there was a cartoon. Yes, I have seen the movie. Inspector Gadget, I have seen the movie with Matthew Broderick. Yes. Fun story. McDonald's was including the pieces to build Inspector Gadget at the time, and my mom and I were trying to collect them all. If we missed one, we knew the one McDonald's that was like a week behind the other one, so we had to quick run down there so I could get the other piece, and I could just buy the whole damn thing on eBay for like $10, $20. Somebody had it up for like $10, $20, and I could just buy the whole damn thing. Watch and all. I'm just like, why didn't I just do this? I just like wait it out. But yeah, I do. Yes, you remember Inspector Gadget. I did see Dudley Do Right. I didn't like it, but I did see it. I loved the second Mummy more so than the first one, so the second one was better. That would have been the Mummy Returns. That was better. I do not like Casper. Flat out. Hate Casper. Oh, comment if you want to complete that Inspector Gadget toy. eBay. They legit, it's on eBay. I was looking up, what was I looking up? Oh, because somebody had it down under Transformers. And I was like, what the hell? It's not, but I'm like, I can just buy this thing for like $20. You know, let me check. Hold on. Let me check, see if it actually is up yet. I think somebody still had it. Hold on a second. I got to knock at the door. Oh, Mom's home. Okay, guys. I got to call it there. Mom's home. 1 sec. I'll be right there. All right. Let's see here. Duckman, yes. Drake and Josh, yes. Beast Wars, definitely. And, yeah. All right. We're good. I'll catch you all then next time. Mom's home. I got to go. Bye.